It's a dark and stormy night. You hear a creaking coming from your attic. You see the attic door, and you want to go up, and there's a part of you thinking, there's something behind that door. You know the attic is haunted. You know there's a ghost there. And you know if you open that door, something is waiting for you on the other side. The question is, when you open that door, do you really want to see a ghost? Or are you hoping that it's just the wind? We love the paranormal. We love the idea of ghosts and cryptids and UFOs and everything else paranormal. But there's always that little doubt in the back of my mind that makes me say, do I really want to see this? And, we've talked about it already with cryptids, but with ghosts in particular, everybody is a ghost hunting hero until they're alone in that house and they hear that noise that they can't identify. I know we've had minimal encounters with possible shadow people, ghosts, things like that. How would you feel? I mean, you probably had the best encounter of any of us, and is it something that after the first time you were seeking it out, or is it the sort of thing where you really were wishing it would go away?
In the timeline when I did see it, I was just a kid, so obviously I did have some fear, but yeah, I kind of just started to ignore it. It was never that scary in the end, but yeah, it was always something that I questioned a lot.
So what about now? What if tonight, when you go to bed, you could walk outside the door and that same ghost or shadow creature was standing at the end of the hallway? Is that something you would look forward to, or is that something you'd really rather not see?
I'm gonna be honest, I'd look forward to looking at it. I'd try and record it maybe. But if that's not possible, then yeah, that would still be pretty cool.
Okay.
But that's just my case. If it would be like a first time for some adult, it would probably be a little bit scary. You kind of freeze, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the imagination tends to be bigger when you're a child, so it's sometimes not as big of a deal.
Yeah, exactly. When I was a kid, it wouldn't be exactly the same as like an adult reacting to the same thing for the first time.
Because you haven't been programmed, or you hadn't been programmed to believe that those things didn't exist.
No.
So it was just another thing. Okay. And now I know you were way too young when you had your experiences. I think you were kind of oblivious to them. I think it was everybody around you who was seeing the ghosts.
It sounds like it.
But if you had a chance to look in that mirror and see that face today, is that something you would do, or is that something that you'd really rather not see?
It's something I would do. I'm extremely curious.
All right.
And from what I know, it hasn't done much harm to anyone, so yeah.
See, now that's a really good point. There are different types of spirits and ghosts, if you believe in that sort of thing. There are the ones that are like poltergeists and throwing stuff around and, scratching you and things like that. And then there are just the ghosts that just kind of stand there. And
yeah, there's demons and just friendly ghosts.
Yeah, and it seems like the vast majority of them are the latter, the ones who just want to be seen. They want you to acknowledge their presence. Either they lived in this place before, or something happened to them here, and they just want some sort of acknowledgement from the living that, yes, I was here, and I'm still here.
From our experiences alone, there's one main fragment. We haven't been attacked in any way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why we want to chase it, maybe, to get real answers. But if we were to be, like, maybe scratched, as you said, we'd want to get as far away from that as possible.
Right. And I think it's an important thing to discuss, because as we put ourselves in more and more of these places, we are going to come in contact with some spirits that don't want us there. And we could also come in contact with a spirit that wants to follow us home. and these are things that we need to ask ourselves before we put ourselves into these situations. Do we realize what the consequences of this are, and are we ready to go to sleep with a ghost hovering over our bed every night or something? yeah, it's something that's always been in the back of my mind, and something I'm sure we're going to think about more as we go to more and more haunted sites. But I'm really interested to hear what other people think. I mean, again, it's really easy on the internet to get out there and say, I want to see a ghost. I can't wait. I'm not afraid of anything, like we're doing now. But just think about that moment, especially if you're alone, especially if maybe the lights are a little dim and it's kind of a stormy night, and you just have yourself this experience where you could come in contact with a ghost. There's something not quite right. Are you going to open that door?